Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Karamaku.
And I'm Cody.
We've been gone for a while. We keep saying this, but hopefully we're gonna keep up with this.
In my defense, I haven't been able to stop doing 12-hour shifts at work. It's not fun.
But the Christmas rush is over, so hopefully we can get back to a normal schedule.
Hopefully people will actually start coming in and doing their jobs.
That's not gonna happen, and you know it.
I know.
Anyway.
Wishful thinking. Anyway.
Whatever do you think will happen now?
Oh, I forgot we had them in their, little English outfits.
Yeah.
Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life.
I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place.
It's because the Lazarus effect.
Oh my god, you're really upset about that.
It's really dumb that that's what they did when there was a million other things they could have done.
Not this game, by the way. He's been watching High Potential with me.
Yeah, where they have a 45-year-old woman who acts like she's a hot 20-something-year-old with 3 kids, one of which is likely almost 20 in real life.
It seems very likely that Mr. Shamspear did consume poison, as we deduced. But was it an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder of himself?
Did he try to murder himself?
Wait, I think we have another word for that. Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody.
And unfortunately, they're run by a bunch of fucking idiots.
I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells.
You know he's gonna be the one accused.
Oh, what's this?
Sorry, I'll start reading again.
Well, I'm reading for Ryunosuke because you're gonna have to read for this guy, and you get upset when you do the majority of the voices.
That's because that's frustrating, okay?
I know it is. That's why I'm trying to take some of them.
He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
No, Saseki's higher up. Or is it Soseki?
That's what it says.
No, but it's I could have sworn that he was a higher up.
Yeah, Soseki is the 3rd floor.
No. What's his face is on the top floor, the landlord, and then I think.
I thought the landlord was in between Soseki and Shamspear.
No, he's on the top floor because he's a bastard who doesn't want to share a good view.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then it's Soseki, and then it's Shamspear on the bottom floor, I think. That was my impression. Apparently this is blowing my fucking mind.
It's a whole new world of possibilities.
Anyway. No, that's not what she sounds like. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Excuse me. Can we have a word? Nah. Oh god, I gotta do my Popeye voice.
Team 3-star.
He just ran off.
No, you don't.
Oh, and I gotta do my Popeye voice yet. Olive oil. I'll tell you what.
I feel sure that I've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
You got to eat your spinach. No, that ain't gonna work. I can't do that for a whole episode.
Don't worry. You'll figure it out by the time he actually comes and starts talking.
I do too, but I don't remember. Well, we've done as much investigating here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak to Mr. Natsume again. I was ready to just poison.
You're gonna go to the poison. What did you do? Good
There's
idea.
a bar of soap in an interrogation room. Okay, so we gotta swing by the prison.
Yeah, unless you want to
wait,
converse with this building.
Well, wait, there's something on the windowsill. Right? With the exception of the top floor where Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb live, all the windows are bricked up.
Oh yeah, you can clearly see the definite difference in the top floor compared to the other two.
Really bricked up, just like me.
Yes. Yes, that's because of an old window tax. An old window tax that was charged on the number of windows a property had.
Just like the British.
In order to pay less taxes, the poorer members of society filled in many of their windows.
But the tax has since been abolished, hasn't it? So the windows could all be opened up again, surely.
Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of this district can't afford to pay to have the work done.
Yes, that is a sad state of affairs.
Especially for people like poor Mr. Natsume, who have to live all cooped up in a windowless room.
It's like I'm back in prison. I suppose that's the price you pay for living in a very cheap accommodation.
It all seems rather pointless when you put it like that.
What, living? I was just thinking the same thing. Let's commit suicide together.
Let's go find a tall building, Susato.
Yeah, it's suicide pact.
Anyway, I don't think there's really anything here.
Yeah, I thought that was like something on the windowsill. But
I thought you were right, but like that doesn't look like anything.
Also, I don't know if that sign is supposed to be a reference to Robin Williams.
William Robbins?
Yeah.
Fucking maybe, man. I don't know. Let's get out of here.
I could be wrong.
Okay, so we need to go to the prison.
The prison. God, who would choose to live in Britain? Can you imagine?
Brits.
Yeah, but they're not real, so like...
They're all a hallucination made up by AI.
They're made up by the government to make you think that the British exists.
Anyway.
I hope you're ready for my neurotic ass.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
I have so many mental disorders they can't even diagnose me.
Mr. Natsume have the police finished questioning you?
I walk into a therapist's office and they just say, bro, you fucked.
I'm gonna hit you.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes.
Yeah, my dog? What is he? Tell me. Is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me?
Let me guess. You're talking about Mr. Sholmes.
Worse. He's British.
He actually called himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost.
Of the two things, he's more like a ghost, though. But his diabolical deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Cursed! I'm cursed, I tell you.
Well, that sort of hurts. Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in the deduction, too. We
didn't say anything that implicated Natsume, though. Right?
Yeah, but we came to the conclusion that he was poisoned and Natsume was at the scene of the crime.
Natsume's the one that kicked the door in!
He is, but just because you're the one who, like, calls the police doesn't mean that you didn't do the murder.
The building was locked. The room was locked.
Yeah?
How'd he call the cops?
He called them from inside the house.
Look at Natsume. You think he knows the instant transmission technique? His power level's far too low.
Transportation.
Shut up. You think this man can teleport?
Yes, moving on. We have wonderful news.
Oh?
The victim we all thought was dead has come back to life again.
Ah, shit.
Oh, that's not good. Now, in the absolutely worst case scenario, you could only be tried for attempted murder.
Again.
That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume?
My pocket ham will not last. It's terrible.
Oh.
I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly, wrong mistake. You did it, didn't you? Confess. You're a killer. Why the mustache? It's for my soup, damn it! Constant questions.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ah, that selfish shyster. Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Ask Jesus. Wickedly wishy-washy William.
No, you keep that joke in the other episode. You shut up.
Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamspear was never actually dead in the first place. Ah, yes. That might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. A lively debate last night was much fun. It'd be sad to think that it was I choked on my moustache. There's a bit of carrot left in there. Went down the wrong pipe. Oops! I did it again.
Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamspear, didn't you?
No. I'm not saying another word. I demand to have a lawyer present.
I am your lawyer.
Dog. Dog.
Hang on, I gotta check something.
You done fucked up.
You fucked up. You did the fucking.
You did the fucking. I'm sorry, my friend. You fuckled yourself.
I wasn't involved in that.
I didn't fuckle you, alright? You sat there and you fuckled yourself, so that's on you.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. What are you doing?
I was doing stuff related to this.
Cool. I'm committing hate crimes. Who do you think I am? Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story.
I demand a second lawyer.
Why am I cursed like this? Oh god, the HUD. Oh no! Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume?
I'm gonna have to read something.
I know. There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday.
Look at this fat bitch.
Look at that fat, plump fucker.
The case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back.
Right, I forgot this happened yesterday.
Yeah, this all happened fucking yesterday.
Can you believe that blubbered bitch survived?
Well, she's been in the hospital for 5 days, but that's how long it took for the investigation and the trial to take place.
Alright. That math's out.
It's hard to believe that was only yesterday.
After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. And that evening, at past 9 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspear.
So, you did go to the victim's room then?
Oh, yeah.
As we feared.
I didn't do anything wrong! I'd never been to his room before. This was the first time.
A sinful first time.
Surely God averted his eyes from the things we did.
Then what made you decide to go?
Warm the melons and open an incognito tab. Tonight we hide from the eyes of God. I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion. But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell.
That ties in with what Mr. Garradeb said. The victim went out and came back after 8. Yeah. Oh no.
Sorry, I need coffee to stay awake for these. We met again later that evening, at around 9 or just after, when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift.
So it was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk at the scene of the crime.
No.
And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Alright. Romeo and Juliet. Who was the stronger? It was a delightful debate. I think Juliet's power level was higher. I'm pretty sure she knew them in Caxapolcano.
Wasn't he fucking 18 and she was like 14?
No. They were both 15, I think.
I could have sworn
both, like,
Romeo
14
was
or 15.
older. That's why the Romeo and Juliet law exists.
I think she was like 14 and he was 15 or 16.
That sounds like bullshit.
I could look it up.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll do it. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Oh, it's Sato.
Yeah.
I just saw the S in my brain auto-corrected. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare! Oh.
And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Shamspear's tea. Why are you trying to, like, put words into his mouth?
Juliet's 13. Romeo's age is never explicitly stated. However, it's generally assumed that Romeo's between 15 and 17 years old.
Yeah, I knew he was older.
Okay, but it says it's not explicitly stated.
Also, you're reading the AI answer.
Oh my god, fine.
No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't trust the AI answer.
Well, it says here Romeo's age was 16 and Juliet's 13.
Okay, so that's a 3-year difference.
Which is not a huge one.
It's not a big deal, except when it comes to, like, teenagers dating, like, people, like, 13 and below. 13 is the iffy number here.
Okay, this one says that Romeo was 21 and Juliet was 14.
Jesus
But
Christ.
it also comes from a newsletter that I've seen as, like, one of those sort of heavily political ones.
They're not really trustworthy, huh?
Yeah. It's like one of those sort of feminist ones.
Anyway.
So,
Let's go back.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What was Shakespeare thinking? How dare he have the mindset of everyone else in his time period?
Well, I mean, she was practically middle age.
Yeah, no. No, never, not at all. Team Juliet won. That was me. And when I left his room, the flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it. Categorically.
Are you good?
No. Help.
Anyway, cursed existence. Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself, I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence.
I hate when people look back on people from other time periods and we're like, how could they have possibly thought this?
But, like, they live to, like, 30.
I know.
And maybe 20 is, like, average.
Yeah. It's like looking back at the old Looney Tunes cartoons and being like, oh my god, why would people make jokes like this? And it's like, because that's what people thought was funny at the time. That's just what the sensibilities were. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now. And in that time I've learned that it's no place for me. Or any living creature.
I'm sorry. That was funny.
I'm sorry, but somebody served me a jellied eel pie, and I just decided that it wasn't worth it. It's just not, it's not the thing, bro.
Cuts to the dish being shot 5 times and Natsume being arrested.
And that's when I became an extremist.
It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture.
If somebody tried to serve me a jellied eel pie, I'd be pretty upset. I'd try a bite,
And they would
but I'd be upset.
try to tell you it's real meat.
No, that's tofu. That's soy stuff. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different level of angry. There are foreigners everywhere I look. They all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room.
For Cody, it's Walmart bathrooms.
He was looking at me over the stall wall when I looked up. What the fuck was I supposed to do? I'm sorry if I've been traumatized.
I've never had that experience in a Walmart bathroom, so
Okay, well, I have.
I'm perfectly fine. It's just that, like, it's weird what goes on in boys' bathrooms.
Yeah, man. I looked down and there was a kid watching me. There's no safe angle. You're vulnerable at all sides. God damn it. Which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember. And then, 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road.
Wait, you've only been there a week?
Man.
You only lived there for like 2 days, and then you got accused of murder.
Bro, you might be cursed. I'm gonna level with you, dog.
Oh my god, it turns out that he's related to fucking, what's her name? Maggie Bird? The cursed girl?
He's Maggie's ancestor.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
That'd be hilarious.
But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable.
I should just move and change my last name to Butts. No one would suspect it was me.
As a writer with the name Butts, no one would suspect it.
Surely I won't have a descendant to just be an absolute fucking disaster.
Larry sucks.
Because the rent is cheap. I have so little money, it spoke to me.
In the original game, you can clearly see Phoenix getting more and more fed up with Larry, considering that, like, he starts the game saying that, like, Larry is his best friend and how he's one of the reasons he became a lawyer. And then, like, in the third game, he's like, okay, Larry. Okay.
Sure thing, pal.
Whatever you say, Larry.
Whatever you say, Larry. Whatever.
I'm not spotting you for rent this time, Larry.
You can't blow my money that I give you on Sudafed.
You're eating my Pez.
Do you like Pez?
I mean, the flavor that's in there is not great. I'm waiting for you to clear it out so I can put orange in there.
Oh, I wish I'd known that.
Anyway, did you read this?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay. The rent?
Obviously, there's a reason why it was cheap. Because the room is cursed.
Cursed? Cursed how?
The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there.
Oh no!
He was only a young man, But one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why.
Sure. Dude! Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that.
I would.
Cody, I'm gonna need you to put the Pez dispenser down. Put it down.
Put the Pez down and no one gets hurt. I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books! And books cost money! A horrible history is a small price to pay. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning.
Brave or blinkered?
Brave or bucking stupid?
Oh my god, I'm checking on it, because, like, it made a weird sound when I was starting, and now I'm worried about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean. Anyway.
I need more coffee grounds. But after I moved on, I soon came to realize what I'd done.
I sold my soul to Satan.
Imagine my surprise. I realized how horrible the room's history really
He's
was.
just like Briggsy, where he's like, he tricked me into signing it, and it cuts to him clearly explaining what will happen.
You'll become a zombie. Neat! So I'll be alive.
You read that, yeah?
I realized how horrible the room's history really was. Ruh-roh.
Hey, retro. Gosh, was it really so awful?
Not really.
Okay, horrible history.
I'm a bit of a drama queen.
There's rats!
I saw a rat, but it was a really big one. It was running a casino with children and giving them pizza.
It's a giant rat, so I call it mice because it's the size of more than one.
He insisted his name was Charles Entertainment Cheese. But why should I believe
I
him?
call him Mr. Splinter.
It's Master Splinter, Lonnie.
No, not yet.
He hasn't learned all the disciples.
He hasn't learned it yet.
Just disciplines.
How does the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, let's talk about it. At first, it was just a feeling. A feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me.
Do you think that might just be your mind playing tricks on you?
It's like a Scooby-Doo thing where there's a painting with, like, moving eyes. No. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was something else. Something more. It's been a long nightmare ever since I was given the key to the place.
A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean?
No.
What do you think a nightmare fucking means?
All the souls who've died in that room lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me.
You mean the one guy? I'm sorry.
It's just like 6 of the same dude.
Because it's like, we only know of one dude who's died in that room. Right?
I assumed others did.
That really is horrible.
And, now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too. The very same night that Mr. Shamspeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room.
You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. I knew it. And that's why. I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home.
Well,
Maybe go for a room without a history?
No, considering we know what happens after this, and that, like, the next time we check in on him, it was, like, a letter from, saying that he's been in Japan. Like, he just arrived in Japan, and it was, like, 2 months after the first case. He leaves immediately after this case.
I mean, I can't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
Again, can you imagine being British?
He's not British.
Can you imagine having to live where British people exist?
I think perhaps you should try to avoid accommodations with any kind of history at all.
Imagine living in a place that used to own half of the world.
Do they still own that? Like, in this game? Right? No? Yes?
Not really, no.
Okay, so they lost
Kind
it
of
all, and now they have a really fucking, like, a really high stick up their ass about it.
Kind of on the downswing.
Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history.
Yeah, we all become history eventually.
Phew, Susato-san knows how to make a man listen.
Today's lesson, slavery. Of course. Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well.
You mean Mr. Garrideb?
The man with the crescent moon head. Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again.
If you hold his head right to the sun, he'll point you to the crystal skull.
Remember when he was McDonald's mascot for a while? That shit was weird.
Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place.
Seriously, does anyone else remember when McDonald's mascot was a weird crescent moon-shaped guy? What was that about?
Ah, perhaps.
What was he supposed to be?
That may explain why the landlord pays so much attention
Don't
to
talk over me!
the gas lantern.
You can't ignore me! We need to acknowledge this issue!
You mean because he's
You
worried
can't
about
just
their
walk over
well-being?
it! He was a musical jazz moon man!
He does seem to be
His head was terrifying! It was like twice the size of his body!
This is the amount of gas in
What the
people's
fuck?
pipes.
Why do you have stylish sunglasses?
There must be a reason why he keeps so close
He wore a
tabs
very
on the
nice
occupants.
suit. I think he played a saxophone. What do you mean?
Okay.
Sorry, I just tuned back into the conversation.
What's happening?
What do you mean he pays so much attention to the gas lamps?
Oh dear, no, it's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please, forget I said anything.
Alright, sure. Shit, you okay?
My eyes are burning.
Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well.
We're not even talking about you!
We're just talking near you. You were screaming about the McDonald's mascot with the crescent moon-shaped head.
What's important is that Mr. Shamspear isn't in fact dead at all. Once he comes around, he'll be able to tell us what happened, and we'll be able to get you released.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, I do hope you're right.
Oh man, too bad that we're never right.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you.
Did you like the voice where I got rid of my accent? Put your phone down.
Hang on, I need to look up his name.
Who are you? Oh, you're looking up the guy? You're fucking looking up the guy?
It's Mac Tonight. Isn't it me?
Oh, Cody, please. Inspector Gregson.
I couldn't help overhearing what you just said. And on that note, Obi.
Pretty sure. Never mind. That's American rules. I don't know how British law works.
What?
I was gonna say that it's like illegal for police to listen in on a private conversation between a defendant and its lawyer.
In the real world, I'm pretty sure that's also a British thing.
Oh, it's also a British thing?
However, this is Cartoon Land.
Well, I also guess this is before the legal reformation.
This is also Cartoon Land,
Shut up!
where anything goes.
Shut up!
You just get to do whatever you want. I have some good news and some bad news.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Which do you want first? And you can't have me fish and chips.
I want lunch.
Always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle. Right, well, in that case, the good news it is.
Fuck you!
Huh? Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way.
Why'd you even ask?
Because I wanted to give you the illusion of choice, just like the government. For what is a man but a creature guided by the illusion of choice and love in this world, lost in a cosmos of infinite stars and possibilities? Why'd you ask why did you ask me my preference? Also, why'd you start waxing poetically? That's my thing. As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, was just unconscious. He came round now.
Yes, we saw it happen. We saw it happen in all its terrifying glory.
It's terrifying, flamboyant glory. We're sure he's just creative, that's all.
He's gay.
No. He's creative.
He's European.
He's European. Well, he's still being treated by the doctors, but we managed to get a written statement from him already.
Well, will we?
Did you?
Oh, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume?
Did you actually get a written statement? Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber cell. Sorry, no. That's not on the cards. What?
Why ever not, Inspector?
He holds up like a shitty crayon, like writing that just says he did it. Shamspears implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night.
Implicated someone? Oh dear.
There's a fucking echo in here. You don't mean... Sorry to say that I do, yes. He's pointing the finger at you, Mr. Natsume. My dentures! They wish to escape!
Someone catch them!
My sweet poison that is seeking to end my life. That wicked caitiff says Seki Natsume.
No! That's me, no!
No! I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanting to make the necessary preparations.
Here's your rope.
No! Been frozen in time.
And so, once again, Joseki's-san found himself having to take the dock in the Old Bailey. Yes?
Sorry, I was making myself laugh.
Okay. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice.
I mean, you could have just left.
The following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blighted him. Is that good coffee?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I added way too much cream.
It's just chocolate. It's all chocolate!
On one hand, that's nice, but on the other hand, I kind of wanted coffee.
There was some part of me that wanted coffee.
And now look where we are.
It's me, with no coffee.
Just chocolate. What the hell?
Anyway, let's continue.
Claire.
Oh, we're in court!
Oh, fuck. All right, cool.
I didn't need to look around!
Or nor. Somebody stop throwing that typewriter down the stairs.
The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange.
Especially when I look up and
his pants.
Especially when I look up and I see Van Zeek's hanging from the ceiling upside down.
Don't look at me.
Screaming, "What is a man?" and throwing wine bottles at me.
The whole bottle, not even the glass?
Yeah, it's the whole bottle. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all the time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. That's my line.
You know who that is.
Good morning!
Good morning, Mr. Natsume.
It was only 2 days ago that I declared not guilty here.
You just hear the guards like, that filthy Japanese man is back. We shouldn't have let him go in the first place.
I'll tell you, these filthy Japanese always coming in here. Oi!
John, are we racist?
Oh, fuck!
Oh no, we're the problem!
Oh, Johnny boy! I think we's a racist! I don't think that's okay anymore!
What year is it?
Oh, it's so 1820 late and 1918 and not 1828. Oh.
Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back.
Oi! You filthy Japanese, come over here!
Oh no, I did it again!
Fuck! I wanted to ask if you think we're racist, but I think I answered that myself. Or no! But now this. Another morning, another murder. And here I am again in this hellhole.
Yeah, it makes sense why you just left after this.
Yeah. Can't keep coming to court.
I'm beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. Why are you standing in front of the racist guards?
They're normal guards right over there.
Yeah, let's go over there and talk.
Hello, you want to come have a nice talk?
I made muffins.
I know your skin colour is different, you're from a different place, but I think we're all equal as human beings in this world.
And you shouldn't go to court without eating something.
You always need a nice meal. Also, asking for your lawyer doesn't make you guilty, it just makes sure you have proper representation.
Don't.
Oi!
That's me. Good morning.
Yes. Morning.
They're just like they just walked away from us and we're just like being stupid. So here we are again.
Yes. Again. Making myself laugh.
I know.
Judicial Assistant Miss Mikatoba Esquires, what's the bad news?
Oh, I just lost my keys. Oh dear, you heard, didn't you?
Here's my favorite set. And she holds up like a pair of like babies playing keys. If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
You bitch.
You fucking bimbo.
Oh my god. You've done nothing wrong, Missy Sato. Now, what is it? She's back.
The racist whore.
Well, it seems as though the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord... was it Baroque?
Yeah, I think it's Baroque or Baroque.
Lord Baroque Van Zieks.
Might be Baroque.
I don't fucking know. He's German and I don't care.
He's German and a vampire, and
He's
mildly...
German, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area of
Van
Europe.
Zieks.
Ah, I'm fucked. Oh no. Oh no, no. Not the slightly racist one.
He hired those guards.
Oi! The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land.
You notice
my gay hand.
You notice his glass is gone? He broke it. Anyway, in the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly.
He also has a slight alcohol problem.
it's like Godot, where he says that he's not done with trial until he's had 13 cups of coffee.
By the end, he's like, and I want you filthy Japanese to know.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Somebody get Van Zieks out of here.
Call him an Uber.
Go put him in the sober tank.
Call him 18th century Uber.
Call him Uber. And a guy named Uber walks over. He's
take him home.
A very large German man. I am Uber. I am called that for name.
You sleep like baby.
You will sleep like baby safe in Uber's arm. Singular arm. Uber's arms are very large and can function as beds.
I wonder what some German lullabies are.
Go to sleep, else penis taking man come for you. Actually, no. German Sandman just takes your eyes if you don't go to bed on time.
Cool. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still. We're getting fucking sidetracked.
German fairy tales just suck.
I know. It's to scare kids into doing what you need them to do.
Although, fun fact, all those, like, depressing versions of fairy tales, like, you know, Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and all that.
Brothers Grimm?
Yeah, those are exclusively the Brothers Grimm versions.
Yeah, they're German, right?
They are, but, like, the original versions of those fairy tales are just normal fairy tales.
Yeah.
I think the Brothers Grimm were just kind of weird guys.
I think they just wanted to hurt people.
My brother, I wish to inflict physical pain upon people. Well, we can't do that yet.
Well, they're writers. They're a bunch of pansies.
Will you settle for mental and emotional pain? No, wait. Yeah, I guess so.
Because it's like writers. They don't have the strength to take someone.
Yeah, true.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter, after all. Yeah.
Yup.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. The Legend of the Reaper that says
Please don't.
nothing can save a person on the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor.
Oh,
He said it.
oh no. I'm too pretty to go to jail.
That even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another.
I can't be sent to an asylum. You have any idea how fucked up those places are?
Only for women.
No?
I know.
They don't even try to cure you. They just make you a different kind of crazy.
Is this around that time when they started taking half of people's brains?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll just lobotomize him
Oh, yeah,
if
dude.
he goes.
They were doing lobotomies up until like 1960 or 70 something.
That's really recent.
It's very recent.
That's crazy recent.
There was this one doctor who prided himself on doing 30 lobotomies in one day.
What was he doing with all those brain pieces?
Well, you don't take the brain pieces out.
You don't know that. It was the fucking 70s.
No, what you do is you take essentially an ice pick, and you jam it into their eye, like right in the corner of their eye right here.
Oh my god.
And you jam it in, and it severs their frontal cortex from the rest of their... Well, not their frontal cortex, but like part of their frontal cortex from the rest of their brain.
We've experienced it firsthand.
And it was essentially meant to be a last resort, but eventually it just became like if you were anything but normal, they would just lobotomize
Yeah,
you.
no, no one fucking cared. There was no one keeping an eye on that. Last resort, my ass. They were like paying people to come in and get lobotomized.
It was meant to be for people who were like grossly disturbed, like people who were a threat to themselves and others, and
No, and was a woman.
hell yeah. But and it took a weirdly long amount of time for even after it got outlawed. There were certain doctors who kept trying to perform lobotomies.
Since it was so recent, are there still people around that have been lobotomized?
No, when you get lobotomized, it shortens your lifespan considerably.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, I'll trust you on that one. I'm not even gonna fact check you.
Like, there are very rare cases nowadays where a lobotomy is necessary, but it's not the same kind of lobotomy that they used to do.
Yeah, considering like this is just terrible.
Yeah, it was an awful situation.
A man was successfully defended at the most terrifying end after his acquittal, lobotomy, right here in the Old Bailey.
Also, they would sometimes just like put you in ice water and then bring you back up and ask if you were still crazy, and if you didn't give them the right answer, they would just put you in the water
They
again.
just freeze you to death?
Yeah.
Why?
Not to death.
Well, it feels like to death because like that's not just gonna go away because they're like in ice.
No, like eventually they would just...
They would know to answer like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
crazy.
like I said, they didn't cure you, they just made you a different type of crazy. They made you a more agreeable kind of crazy, which is also what led to people having psychotic episodes wherein they would kill people. And then nobody could understand why it was happening.
It's you.
Ah, do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again? Sorry, old-timey medical practices really kind of get me.
I hope you all enjoyed the 10 minutes where we were talking about lobotomy.
Okay, one more thing, right? The doctor who recommended that doctors should wash their hands before surgery was criticized heavily because he got that information from the fact that more patients were dying from doctors than nurses.
And it was because nurses actually washed their hands.
Yeah, but the other doctors didn't want to accept that women knew what they were doing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's very funny.
Still happens today too, where like because nurses like they have to keep an eye on everything, so they end up observing a lot of stuff that doctors don't. But yet doctors don't want to take their opinion on shit.
Well, it's mostly because the doctors have to deal with more patients, so they don't have enough time to pay attention to the minor details.
Yeah, but
Whereas nurses spend more one-on-one time with the patients.
yeah, but if the nurse comes up to you and said, "Hey, there's something going on with this patient. Maybe you should look at them," and then they say no because I know what I'm doing, that's the problem.
Though that also goes into the fact that people with sociopathic traits make better doctors.
Yeah, that's also
So-
probably why that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, I'm gonna keep rambling. We need to shut the hell. Actually, one
No,
last thing.
no.
the hand washing guy was in prison and he died of an infection, which is kind of just funny. Anyway, cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper. Pair of petrifying pearls potentially. Sorry,
Well,
I'm sorry I rambled.
Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes.
I'm innocent! You have to believe me. You more than anyone now.
Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way through in this battle. What, something happened?
No, I'm checking the time.
I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Anyway, yeah, 10 minutes of lobotomy talk. How do we all feel?
I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff because it's very interesting to me.
I'm more shocked that it's really recent.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
If I remember properly, the last lobotomy was performed in 1982. I think.
I bet they didn't even put you under to do that.
No, you're fully conscious.
Yep, figured.
Like I said, I think
Although I guess it's a brain operation, and they kind of need you awake for that.
calling it an operation is generous.
I know.
I think the fastest they were ever performed was in 10 minutes.
Hoo-yah!
Yeah.
Imagine sending like, okay, will you come back with me? I'll be back with her soon, sir. And then like they go behind the door and you just hear comes back out. The operation was a success.
Would you come with me, please? And he turns around and he's got a giant fencing rapier behind his back. Rapier.
The dog who lived, come to die. The trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go.
Man.
Oh yes, I forgot to say, good morning. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
Oh no.
That's probably for the best. Oh.
Dude!
If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zeeks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least, it's my gut feeling. Mr. Naruhodo.
You're right. Yes, you're so right. Let me cup your balls. Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. Hang on, there's something in my throat.
I swear on this sword at my side, and on the spirit of Cosmo that it harbors. Well, I'm pretty sure there's like 20 other guys in that sword, but okay. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor. Oh yes.
Does Naruhodo ever use that sword?
Not for fighting, but he
Well,
carries it with him.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like, for flair.
You see him like just he hangs up paper on the ceiling and he like it's like it's getting dull.
Somebody give me some bamboo mats. I can show you a sick-ass trick.
Do you think he'd be afraid to sharpen it because he'd lose part of the sword?
Maybe. Also, sharpening a katana is a very delicate process.
Yeah, and this isn't his sword to begin with, so he doesn't have the know-how to sharpen it.
I don't get people who think the katanas are better than European swords. No, we can't afford to go on a sword ramble.
Yeah, no, it's only you. You're the one who starts the ramble.
I know! I probably have some type of autism that just makes me ramble. That or I'm just the kind of person who rambles. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Shit, I gotta remember his voice. The prosecution is ready.
I don't know if that was his voice before, but that's gonna fuck up your throat.
Probably. It's gonna take me a minute to get all these voices right.
The defense is ready, my lord.
The defense is ready.
He just starts mocking me.
Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs.
Oh, who's our favorite racist prosecutor?
What you need is a readiness for your inevitable defeat.
I beat you.
You haven't won
You haven't won
a
once
single
against
time
me.
against us, yeah.
Why? Cocky bastard.
I think it's because you keep drinking.
That's the good job.
I think it's because, well, he drinks throughout the entire proceeding.
Only so, what if he's doing that thing where he's only tasting it? He like spits it back into the cup.
He sips and tries to look all dignified and then like leans over and you hear,
You see some peasant boy come up with a spit bucket.
your spit bucket, me lord. Thank you, my deformed hobbit.
Not just
This is my deformed spit pot carrier.
It's not just my imagination, it's really there.
Quasimodo.
Lord Ramses has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason.
Well, he's British.
It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Do you need the spit bucket, me lord? No, it's too early for the spit bucket. It's too early.
Yet now he's back in court, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper...
From the corner of the screen, the bucket keeps, like, coming in a little bit. He has to keep, like...
This Reaper, with this curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Still, this isn't the time for me to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial.
Okay, I'm good. I'm alright.
Are you sure?
Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Judy, my girlfriend.
The bitch from the Santa Claus that makes the good hot cocoa.
Was it Judy?
It's Judy.
Oh, I keep thinking it's Trudy.
No, it's Judy because they make a point of she has the same name as the bitch from the diner.
Right. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Absolutely.
You son of a bitch!
I had a feeling this Larkin wasn't innocent before.
Oh wait, she's here too.
Yeah,
How many people are here? Like, well, I know
They only have like the
I know
same...
it's 6, but like, are they all new or are they?
Go ahead.
You stop trying to talk over me. Let me finish my thing.
I'm sorry, I'm very excited.
But it's like,
Hopped up on coffee.
are some of them new or like are they all old people?
I don't know. Coffee and a 10-hour shift are currently fighting their way through my body.
I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right.
What does that have to do with anything? Oh, well, I rather
Wait.
like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually.
Hey, I could tell this bitch is new. Not this guy, the person next to him.
It's the Morse code lady. No.
I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick.
I do declare.
Fuck you.
I couldn't agree more. I need to take home 5 bob tonight, or the missus will go through the roof.
What's a bob?
He's me mate. I need to bring 5 of them home to keep the missus happy. If you know what I mean. Sorry.
No, you're not.
Oh, may the Lord show us the light here, and lead his flock to a righteous verdict.
And then a heavenly light descends on
He's the only one who gets raptured. Everybody else is like, cool!
God, why? You're too goofy.
He's the only one who fits through the pearly gates.
I'm sure we could all fit if he fits.
It's like a perfect sphere. There's no way the rest of us can't fit.
The British jury system is so different from our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public, who keep getting called in for the same cases.
Well, there's only like 50 people in Britain.
There's only
thankfully.
20 people that live here.
Well, it's Britain. Who would live here by choice?
Everyone else is made of an AI or something.
It's just a bunch of cardboard cutouts. Just like the cast of the Twilight movies. I hate those movies.
I know. Oh my god, do you want to watch it to watch a grown man groom a child?
No.
Okay.
I can't watch Rami Malek show up and be the Avatar.
And that the judge can only pass a sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt.
I can't watch 3 people pretend to have emotions.
6 citizens of London chosen at random. No, they're not. Or at least that's the idea.
I do declare.
Don't say that.
I'm the only southern one here, even though Texas... Well, no, Texas exists by now. Never mind.
I'm a Yank. I've infiltrated the ranks.
They'll never know that I'm the one linking secret information, y'all.
The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago.
No, he wasn't.
Shut up. Go away, Quasimodo! I don't need the spit bucket yet! Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today.
Why?
Who's the Southern Belle?
I'm pretty sure she's standing in for Mrs. Garadeb.
Oh, right. Mrs. Garadeb was on trial.
She got arrested, so she's standing in for her.
Huh.
But it's like that's such bullshit. They're supposed to be new people so that they don't have prior shit with him.
Yeah, but shush.
Shut up. Very well. Let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences.
But he's not dead.
Shut up. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoings in that affair? Far from it.
Is that a scar on his face?
Well, he's gone now, so.
Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman.
As if such a thing exists.
Shut up.
To explain the circumstances of the crime, the Never fucking mind, I guess.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I think it's a scar.
The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself.
Well, the one on the right is definitely a scar. Does he also have one on the left and he has an X over his face?
I think it is an X. You'd probably be able to tell in his profile.
Once they actually show his drawn picture, we might be able to see it better.
Do we not have it already?
Witnesses, your names and occupations, please.
Hang on. I remember that we have profiles. He should be back here.
Yeah, that's a scar.
That's a scar.
That's 100% a
That's
scar.
definitely a fucking scar.
Okay.
Too bad I can't zoom in. They give us the whole profile and shit.
I think we've already had this conversation.
What?
I think we've already come to the conclusion that it's a scar.
I guess so.
I think we've been here before.
Anyway, he looks good for 32.
Yeah. Sorry, my tism's acting up.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Soseki Natsume, from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture.
Mr. Natsume.
Die.
Divine Skeleton Santa Blast.
It's the same as the Skeleton Death Blast, but with Santa hats.
You're on the naughty list now.
Yes, my lord, sir.
I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken. This is my voice now.
I've changed it.
That you've sworn an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again.
Oh, I've kept it. I'm levitating.
Don't worry, Judge. I'm hovering 6 inches off the ground right now. Well, you see, I've ascended, but only a little bit.
Just to keep my promise.
I remember it as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough.
Believe me, this is the last place I want to be.
Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court. What you are, sir?
Okay.
The incident occurred at the Garadeb household, where the defendant was lodging.
Look at this dead guy.
Look at this dead homie. In the ground floor of the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare. The defendant is already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine.
Is that an actual poison?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Really?
I think it's strychnine.
Okay.
It is a poison. I think it comes from a plant, but I'm not 100%.
Don't most poisons come from plants?
Some come from fish.
Wow.
Or insects. Or reptiles. There's only a few mammals that produce poison, weirdly enough.
It was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident.
You got it, Judge. Have a cookie.
Ho ho ho! Thank you. You're going on the nice list.
I always go on the nice list.
Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making it.
Making entry.
You know, I don't need to finish these sentences, I guess. Maybe we'll just let the audience read it at their leisure. We'll just go along with it. Throws an empty bottle of wine over his shoulder, and his little deformed guy Quasimodo catches it. Am I allowed to read this, Lonnie?
Yes, you are.
You're sure? Are you positive?
My finger slipped. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, sure.
Although the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, lives to tell the tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him.
He wasn't going that way.
I was the first officer on the scene, my lord. And I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked.
Did none of you actually check to see that he was dead?
Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looked...
Yep. I didn't skip it this time.
The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present
Everyone present believed that's exactly what he was. Very well. I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court.
I don't want his voice to be the same as the Japanese judges.
Oh,
That's why I changed it.
okay.
Now then, Mr. Natsume.
Yes. Yes! What do you want?
Don't curse at me.
As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
I want to go home. Well, that's too bad.
I want my cat. My pocket ham is the only thing that gives me comfort.
It also keeps them at bay. They haven't gotten their ham yet, sir. You just hear pounding on the door. Run, sir!
They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits.
Good gracious, what's haunted?
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one in the street outside.
Wait,
Jesus
did you
Christ.
see Olive Green in your dream as well, even though she's not dead?
Or did somebody tell you that? My neighbor was poisoned, and me. What about me?
I'm next! I'm next!
I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed, Mr. Natsume? How?
Even on that fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me. Oh, it was a gas leak. Okay. Alright.
You must always you must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume.
Bum, 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 bum.
But it's so cold! My runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed?
Cursed.
Accursed. God, I'm jumping between so many voices.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events.
Really?
If I could raise one more point, my lord, the dead. One more conclusive point.
Reese is so fucking dead. No one's dead. Who's he raising?
I call my first witness
My
King
dad.
George the First. conclusive. Go on. Go on, then.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, has regained consciousness after his ordeal.
I brought him here. Slams him on the desk.
His sickly 90-pound body just laying there. Just, And he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank in the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
The accused? Good grief. Order.
Order. Yes.
Order,
that's
order.
This is the crux of this whole case. If Soseki is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him?
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation?
Fuck!
That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspear's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And as the result, and this is the result, never will I touch tea again. Never!
I don't believe you.
Well, it's hot tea. I don't blame you.
The public pump was frozen. Frozen? Why?
Frozen?
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 Are you sure?
Really? Frozen? What is this frozen?
What the hell does frozen mean?
Why does this sound like a movie that would get way too popular despite being pretty average as far as Disney movies are concerned, with a snowman character that's honestly kind of annoying at times?
What the hell is this clear rock in your pump?
Why is it going away in my hand?
What'd you do to it?
What wizardry is this?
That's not information we've heard before. No.
Oh.
I'm not doing that again.
That will do. Thank you.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, Japanese pig. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection.
I hate you.
Unfortunately, I must feed my deformed bucket carrier.
Good. Then we will continue. Then we will give you her account of events on the night in question to the court now.
Yes, my lord.
And that spit joke really got you.
Ah! Oh god. I'm like tired because I've worked multiple 10 and 12-hour shifts, but I also just had a cup of coffee and they're duking it out inside my body right now.
Oh, that's great.
I am fucking in a state.
Do you want more coffee?
No, I'm gonna have a glass of water as soon as I can.
Okay.
Can we call it here?
Yeah, we're calling it here.
Okay, thank God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Greatest Attorney. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.